this specific event in my life is worth a YouTube video. I don't think I've posted any book related video in 2023, so I guess this is my first. But hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mariana. I have read 16 books so far this year. We are in the second day of April, and you know what I read 3 days ago for the first time in my life? I'm 22. I read The Younger Games. Yes, everybody. It finally happened. I don't know how, why, or when. I've always wanted to read around The Younger Games, and when I realized it's like almost a decade later, and it finally happened. And I think I was always afraid to actually do it because I see the movies every month. Those movies are my lifeline. When I tell you those movies are my lifeline, and they probably saved me like 100 million times, I mean it. And I'm always afraid of reading the book after seeing the movie, and I think somehow that in my heart was always like the obstacle. But this time it didn't stop me, and thank God my mood reader side didn't also as well. And what can I say? I know a lot of people in my life got excited that I was reading The Younger Games, and they assured me like the rest of the books are so different from the movies. And I try to not think of the movies, and this book shows me like exactly that the movies add to the experience, but they are nothing alike the book. And my main thought throughout the book, let's get just like right into. I think at this point no one can spoil The Younger Games, am I right? I know what happens in the movies. I don't know what happens in the books. If the events are that much different, but my whole thoughts throughout the Younger Games itself, like the games, were like, how is Peter not a Mockingjay? You know, I know what. Well, I know why Katniss is Mockingjay, but I cannot explain it right now. But in the first book, it seems so obvious. Like Peter should be the Mockingjay. Why is not Mockingjay? And one friend of mine, if I'm not mistaken, he told me like because he plays too much, because he thinks ahead, like ahead of the future, like he predicts like political movements, like strategies that are going to happen. Katniss is like more genuine in that way, so that's why they have to make Katniss a Mockingjay. Not that they were like this is a choice. I think the Katniss was always their choice, like from the get go, but she was their only option, like always. And I cannot wait to see how that goes. I cannot wait to read the second book to know more about the Quarter Quell, like Joanna. I want to read about Joanna. I want to read about Finnick. You know, I loved the first book. I didn't give it 5 stars, and I don't think it's because of the movie. Like the book just felt like a solid 4 star. Like, do I love it? Yes, but it wasn't 5 stars. And I love how we the people who read the book will know. I just know I'm going to know more about her father, and I was shocked like to know one of the last people to visit Katniss was Peter's father, and the whole like if she didn't marry the minor, I would have married that woman. When he was talking about hi, when did your crush on me started in The Younger Games? Like that's really interesting. And to read Katniss' thoughts when the Peter was chosen, she was like, I think in deep down she was afraid like he was going to collect the debt that she thinks she owns him because of the bread. During The Younger Games, she was like, because she doesn't want to die. And I loved like the panic and the way she thinks throughout it. It's stunning. I love Josh's father. I don't like his mother. Josh, not Josh. Josh is the other. I don't like Peter's mom. I love his father. I hate Gil. I'm sorry. I hate Gil. And I love that is mentioned throughout the books. Like Katniss says, like me and Gil are nothing romantic. Me and Gil are nothing romantic. But then the end of the book, she's like worrying what he's going to think because she's kissing Peter. Like, girl, you don't have to worry about him. Like, he's no one. And What more? I'm so curious. I just know I'm going to know more about Haymitch, which was always a character that in the movies, like, when Haymitch is in scene, he steals the scene, and I want to know more about him. They have talked in the first book a little bit how the strategy, like very lightly, the strategy used to win the games. But I think later on in the books, they're going to talk about specifics, and I want to know. One thing they I think the books have, they will speak like how people won the games, how Finnick won the games, how Joanna won the games. And I cannot wait to know because I don't know how they won the games. And lastly, one thing I noticed about Foxglove, not that is mentioned in the books, but also is like a movie book bridge. I think she killed herself. I don't think she ate the berries accidentally. That girl knew too much. I'm sorry. She just know which was her district? Not 11. She was higher than 11. But I remember her in the remember that scene when she's like in the like a board with the like memory images. I think those berries are there, and I know I think she killed herself. I'm sorry. There's no uh, trigger warning for suicide, I guess, but she totally killed herself. I'm sorry. You cannot prove me otherwise. She's too smart, and I think Katniss kind of said that in the books, like she knew too much. You know, Josh was almost going to eat the berries. That I think that only happened in the movie, not in the books. I don't remember reading that in the book, but I also read the book like in less than a day in my memory sheet. I need to talk this up. I need to talk about this with my friends, but yes, that is the review so far. I cannot wait to continue on with the series, and I'm very proud that I finally, almost 10 years later, decided to read the Hunger Games. That's my tiny review for the Hunger Games.